Well, welcome back. Reconciliation 3.0 facing an uphill climb in the Senate. Kentucky Senator Mitch McConnell has been largely absent since mid-June. Outgoing Louisiana Senator Bill Cassidy also is a likely no, he said, because he says the current package does not have spending offsets. One more Republican no would sink the bill altogether, which includes the Save America Act. Joining me now is Florida Senator Rick Scott, a member of the Senate Budget Committee. Senator, good to see you. Thank you so much for being here. So it's on the Senate to come up with the offsets, right? Have you been able to do that? What can you tell us about the status of Reconciliation 3.0?
Well, Ron Johnson's now the head of the Budget Committee because, unfortunately, we lost Lindsey Graham.
Yeah.
So we're working through that process. We're going to do everything we can. I agree with Bill Cassidy that we've got to reduce spending every way we can. But let's look at this. We have to figure out how to get election security done. If this is our opportunity to get election security done, we've got to get it done. We also know we've got a war in Iran. We've got to help our military. So I'm going to do everything I can to make sure we bring everybody together to get this done. And we have to get this done before we leave town. We've got to get the budget done. We got to make sure we don't shut down government. We've got to get Todd Blanche confirmed. We've got to make sure we do get election security done. And there's other things we'd like to get done, but those are my priorities to get done this week.
Yeah, and this week means 2 days, right? Or are you planning on staying for the weekend?
Well, as my mom said, I couldn't go out and play until I got all my work done. So if we have to stay here to get it done, I mean, that's life. I mean, we don't work that hard. We only work 2.5 days a week. When I was in business, I was working 7 days a week. And most people at least work 5 days a week.
Yeah.
So we can stay.
Ron Johnson, as you say, the new chairman of the Senate Budget Committee, holding his first hearing yesterday, shining a light on Medicaid fraud. Senator, you were in the hearing using your time to ask about New York State's Medicaid fraud control unit. You said it's secured only 85 convictions in 5 years. So how significant could the Medicaid fraud be in terms of becoming an offset there? Ron Johnson was with us last week, and he said that he was going back and forth with Jody Arrington on the Budget Committee in the House about several offsets. So is the biggest offset, in your view, cracking down on fraud?
Oh, absolutely. The amount of fraud in the Medicaid program is unbelievable. First off, the way it's structured to where these states, can use all sorts of gimmicks to get all this free federal money. And we as the federal government, we give more money to states to take care of able-bodied adults than we do disabled Americans. This is the most foolish set-up program ever. So there's so much fraud, though, in the system. There's no reason healthcare costs what it costs. I ran the largest hospital company in the world. The costs have gone out of control. And that means your healthcare insurance is way too high. Medicare costs too much money. Medicaid costs too much money. We want people to get healthcare, but the system is set up to just waste money like crazy. Yeah,
but I mean, look, the truth is you've got to come up with offsets beyond just fraud, right? I mean, I know that when the Freedom Caucus sent a letter to Mike Johnson in the House months ago, they said that any Reconciliation 3.0 bill must include strict dollar-for-dollar and year-for-year spending cuts to restore fiscal sanity, and if you want to have it pass and allow the parliamentarian to give the blessing. So putting fraud aside, do you believe that you can actually meet that goal of dollar-for-dollar and year-for-year spending cuts?
Oh, there is so much money to be saved up here. We're running $2 trillion deficits. There is. Now, is there the will to do it? We have to do it, but is there will to do it? Look, interest rates are going up. Inflation is not under control. The reason why is we're spending money that we don't have.
Yeah.
The government is the problem. It's not the Iran war. It's the government is the problem. $2 trillion a year deficits. We've got to balance this budget. We will hit $40 trillion worth of debt in the next month. I mean, this is not sustainable.
Yeah, exactly.
We've got to get this spending under control.
I want to get your take on the Fauci hearing because Senate Homeland Security Chairman Rand Paul will hold a committee vote tomorrow on whether or not to hold former COVID czar Anthony Fauci in contempt of Congress after the 111 times he took the fifth. The resolution would go to the full Senate for a vote, but would need to overcome the 60-vote threshold, of course. But Politico is reporting that Senator Rand Paul may try to avoid it by referring Dr. Fauci directly to the DOJ for prosecution. Senator, your thoughts on where this is going? You saw what happened. You were there when he took the fifth 111 times. American people want answers in terms of his decision-making around COVID. Your thoughts?
Well, he had to pardon. All he had to do was tell the truth. And there are so many questions people have. Like my daughters with little kids. Do they take the vaccine? Do their kids take the vaccine? We had pregnant women in our office. Every time they go to the doctor, they had some new story. So there was no logic to what Fauci did. He just lied. The gain of function, just complete lie. Where the origin of COVID, complete lie. His diary showed that he believed different than what he was telling us. So I'm glad Rand is doing this. You really have to admire what Rand Paul has done to get the evidence out there, to get his diary out there, to show who Fauci is. He's going to be held in contempt. It needs to be referred, and the guy needs to serve time for what he did.
Well, I'll tell you, Senator from Arkansas, Tom Cotton, joined me in February or March of 2020. And let me tell you, after he joined me, he got slammed for what he said. But he told us the truth. At that time, it was February of 2020, and then he came on Sunday Morning Futures March of 2020. Everybody was wondering, what's going on? There's a COVID pandemic underway. And here's what Tom Cotton told our viewers. He was a truth teller. Watch this.
This virus did not originate in the Wuhan animal market. Several of the original cases did not have any contact with that food market. The virus went into that food market before it came out of that food market. So we don't know where it originated. We also know that just a few miles away from that food market is China's only biosafety level 4 super laboratory that researches human infectious diseases. Now, we don't have evidence that this disease originated there, but because of China's duplicity and dishonesty from the beginning, we need to at least ask the question to see what the evidence says. And China right now is not giving any evidence on that question at all.
What do they do at this super lab?
It's unclear, Maria. China is obviously very secretive about what happens at the Wuhan laboratory. That's why it's so important that we at least ask the questions and get the evidence.
So, Senator, after that interview, he got slammed by the media, who basically carried Fauci's water and went along with whatever Fauci said. But what did Fauci do after Tom Cotton told the world exactly the truth about COVID? What did he do? Did he have meetings at the CIA, try to create and shape the narrative?
Oh, yeah, he tried to shape the narrative. You know why? Because he was covering up his funding of gain of function. Because Fauci had to cover up because he was not supposed to be doing that. All right. And so all of this was a cover up because of the decisions Anthony Fauci had. And he paid for some of that research at the Wuhan lab. So it's disgusting what this guy did. And then the media just fawned all over him because he was always right. Think of how many people died in the world, not just in the United States, died in the world because of his lies. It's disgusting what he did. Lie.
Senator, I know you wrote an op-ed recently about that short work week. You said it at the top of our interview. You said that the Senate only really works 2.5 days a week, and how would you fix it? I guess at this point in time, when we're hoping that the president's agenda gets passed, a couple more days a week would be good.
We need to be up here at least 5 days a week. And if we have to get rid of our recess, we have to get rid of our recess. We're here to represent the American people. We've got to get these things done. We can't let government shut down. We've got to get election security done. We've got to get guys like Todd Blanche confirmed. We've got to get these things done. Now, there's other things. Like you've got Cynthia Lummis on. She's worked her butt off with the Clarity Act. All right. And so there's things to improve on that. But we've got to figure out how do we get these things done.
Yeah. And how do you get it done?
We've got to stay here and start talking to each other. I mean, I'm a business guy. You know how I got all my deals done? I sat and talked to people. I talked to people, talked to people. We're not talking to each other. Yeah. And we're not up here enough to do it.
Senator, great comments and great analysis. We're going to be watching your work in this final couple of days before the August recess. Thank you, sir. Senator Rick Scott on Capitol Hill. Thank you, sir. We'll be right back. Stay with us.